Got him in group as a go.
Yes! Not just a startup, an upstart.
Gotta get going.
Gotta be good.
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 Growth is the goal. How do we do that?
I talked to UPS. They'll help us out. New technology, smart advice. We focus on the business, and they take care of the logistics.
UPS.
Good going.
We get good. That's great.
Great. Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
I love logistics.
Welcome to another edition of Zips Weekly. I'm your host, David Suntup. Coming up, we'll take a look back at the past week in Zips athletics, including a successful week for both Akron basketball teams and the Kent Duel. We start off with Akron men's basketball. The Zips returns home for games against Bowling Green and Central Michigan, looking to build on its 4-game home winning streak. Akron topped Bowling Green 67-50 last Wednesday. The Zips took control of the game after a 27-2 run in the first half. DG Ibitayo sparked the team off the bench with 15 points and 3 steals, with 13 of his points coming in a 6-minute stretch in the opening half. Noah Robotham chipped in 14 points and 4 assists, while junior center Pat Forsyth finished with 10 points and 6 rebounds. The victory was the 350th for Keith Dambra in his head coaching career. The win helped the Zips improve to 11-5 and 2-1 in MAC play. Akron held off Central Michigan 82-76 for its second straight win. The Zips led 71-58 with 3:41 to go, but their lead was cut to just 1 point with a minute left. Then Niles Evans hit a huge 3 with 39 seconds left, and Akron went 6 of 6 from the free throw line to clinch the victory. Reggie McAdams had a monster game with a career-high 31 points and the highest single game total for the Zips this season. His performance earned him the Zips Student Athlete of the Week award. The junior was the first Akron player to score more than 30 points in a game since Romeo Travis in 2007. The Zips moved to 12-5 overall and 3-1 in MAC play.
Listen, we had a really good first half. Second half, I didn't think we were as energetic. But, you know, had we made free throws, we probably win by 15, 18, 20 points. We did a really good job the first half. Got a little tired the second half, didn't guard them as well. But we had to pick our poison. Either you give them 2s or you give them 3s. We decided to give them 2s and not 3s. And too many 2s in the second half, but at least we didn't give up as many 3s as we, you know. So that was that. We got it inside almost any time we wanted to, and we played out of it because they doubled us a little bit. And Pat did a really good job, and Big Dog at throwing out of the doubles.
Akron women's basketball hit the road for a pair of games at Toledo and Miami, looking to build on its 2-game winning streak. The Zips came back to win a high-scoring affair at Toledo, 102-101. Coach Kest's squad trailed by 13 points with less than 14 minutes to play, but fought back to take the lead with 9 minutes remaining and never trailed the rest of the way. 3 players set their career highs in scoring. Anita Brown dropped a Zips season-high 36 points, while senior Cinna King added 29 points, and Hannah Plybin chipped in 26. Brown, King, and Plybin combined to score 51 of the Zips' 52 second-half points. Akron upped its record to 13-2 and 3-1 in conference play. Akron took control in the second half to take down Miami 65-47 in Oxford. The Zips and Redhawks were tied at 31 at halftime, but then Akron started the second half on a 17-0 run to break the game open. Anita Brown scored a game-high 17 points, while Cinna King added 15 to round out the double-digit scores. Brown earned the MAC East Player of the Week award for the 3rd time this season after averaging more than 26 points a game in both wins. Freshman point guard Kerry McMahon had a well-rounded game with 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. The victory put the Zips at 14-2 and 4-1 in MAC play after their 4th straight win. David Suntup joined by Jody Kest as we recap a couple of road wins for Akron at Toledo and Miami and take a look at what's on deck for the Zips, a home game against Ball State and a road game at Central Michigan on a Saturday. And Coach, let's start off with that game at Toledo. You guys trailed by double digits at 2 different points in the second half and came back to win a thriller. What did you like about the team's resiliency in the second half?
Well, Toledo is just a tough place to win on the road. Their fans were phenomenal, and our kids never gave up. They continued to fight, and it was an exciting game. I mean, a lot of points, and again, anytime you can win on the road in the MAC, it's a good day.
Both teams scored more than 100 points in that game. Switching gears to the Miami game, tie game at halftime, and you guys started the second half with a 17-0 run. What changed?
Well, we got stops. Anytime we can get stops and we could run, that's to our advantage. We're definitely much better in transition off of misses than makes.
Anita Brown, Cinna King, and Hannah Plyman all had big weekends, but one player who sort of flies under the radar is Megan Barilla. Last week in the 2 road games, 15 assists, just 1 turnover. What's made her such a good facilitator this season?
Well, she's always been a very, very smart player, understands the game, understands what we need to do, understands who needs to get the ball, and just continues to prove every year.
2 games this week against teams in the MAC that are 4-1 in Ball State and Central Michigan. What's going to be the key for your squad to continue that 4-game winning streak?
Again, defensive stops so we could run, taking care of the ball. They like to play pressure defense, both man-to-man and zone and trapping. And so for us, we're just going to have to do a really good job of taking care of the ball, make good decisions, and then get stops so we could run.
Coach, thanks for the time and best of luck this week.
All right, thank you.
The latest round of Akron versus Kent State took place in indoor track, with the Zips hosting the Golden Flashes in the Kent duel last Friday. The men's track team took down Kent State 77-74 at the Style Athletics Fieldhouse last Friday. The Zips performed well in the long-distance races, with Kyle Cochran winning the 3,000 meters and Dan Zupan coming out on top in the mile. Another key race Akron won that helped them clinch the meet was the men's 4x400-meter relay led by sophomores Brent Gray and Miles Baldwin. The win gave the men's team the blue baton for the next year, a new tradition the winning school earns for the victory. The women's track team fell to Kent State 77-74. Natalie Zid won the mile, while senior Alexis Cooks continued her strong start to the season by winning the weight throw. Cook's heave of more than 71 feet was the 3rd best mark in program history and the top mark in the country in 2015. Akron women's tennis started its spring season with a 4-3 loss to Tulane at the Latucci Tennis Center on Saturday. Sophomore Carolina Maximova won her match 6-2, 6-1 at first singles, while Olga Skundina posted a victory at 4th singles in her first match after sitting out the fall season with an injury. The Zips are 0-1 and play a pair of matches against Valparaiso and Butler on January 24th in Indianapolis. The Rifle team had a pair of meets last week. 14th ranked Akron fell to number 7 Alaska on January 15th, 4,699 to 4,633. Akron tied a school record for points despite the loss. Akron fell to number 7 Nebraska, but beat Rose Holman on Sunday. Junior Matt Chesum had 577 out of a possible 600 points in the small bore division.
It feels good to be the Zips Student Athlete of the Week. Haven't been at Zips Student Athlete of the Week yet. I'm just glad I was able to go out the other night, have a good game, helping my team win. It felt good. Got a lot of calls from back home, a lot of fans from my high school just talking to me, saying, hey, they still follow me, watching me. Friends around the university texting. It was a good feeling. I'm just glad I had a good game and fortunate.
Coming up this week in Zips Athletics, Akron men's basketball plays a pair of road games versus West Division opponents when it faces Northern Illinois and Western Michigan. Akron women's basketball hosts Ball State on Wednesday and plays at Central Michigan on Saturday afternoon. That wraps up this edition of Zips Weekly. Tune in next week as we recap the men's basketball team's 2-game road trip and Akron women's basketball's MAC title game rematch against Ball State. Thanks so much for watching. I'm David Suntup for GoZips.com.